I'm Frank Reese, the owner of Good Shepherd Turkey Ranch and also the founder of Good Shepherd Conservancy. I've been doing this all my life. I'm a fourth generation Kansas farmer. I have been active with poultry all my life. I was born into it. And I started this organization to try to preserve the genetics that we're losing so rapidly. About 25 years ago, I began to realize that many of the people who taught me, many of the other poultry people, especially turkey people, that's my main love, were dying and disappearing, and their flocks were disappearing. And I began to try to do preservation and try to preserve these birds from extinction. My personal journey of working with standardbred turkeys, of course, started when I was in 4-H as a kid. And I began to show them at county fairs and state fairs. But over the years, there was getting to be fewer and fewer and fewer of these standardbred turkeys at shows, down to the point where many of those big shows had no turkeys, or if they had turkeys, they had very few. On my farm right now, there's close to 5,000 turkeys here, but only about 2,000 of them will go to market for Thanksgiving this year. But the bronze turkeys, you ask how many I have, there's probably 2,000 of those birds up there. There's also black turkeys, there's Narragansett turkeys, there's bourbon red turkeys, there's slate turkeys, there's royal palm turkeys, there's white Holland turkeys, and there's Beltsville small whites. There are 8 varieties of color variations that have been accepted by the American Poultry Association. Each one of them has a separate history. One of the reasons why I wanted to start this fund was to keep a promise that I kept to one of my mentors. His name was Norman Kardosh. And Norman was my friend for over 40 years until he passed. But before he died, one of the things he said, it isn't just saving these turkeys from extinction, but he says it's also don't let the people forget the people from the past. As Norman told me, he says, you lose the bronze turkey, you've lost everything. They're the foundation of everything. Even the modern industrial broad-breasted butterball turkey, its ancestor is the bronze. To ask why is that important? Why is it important that we save these birds? I know we have lots of people who work to save wildlife, and that's important. I love all animals. But there's a lot of domesticated animals that are disappearing. In fact, the American Livestock Breeds Conservancy says we are losing 1 domesticated animal per month worldwide.